Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bellevue Stadium, Manchester, for this NWFL game between the Manchester Titans and Teeside Steelers. It's due to be a really good game of football. It's a replay of the seven-a-side fixture in the final last year. In the season, they've gone 1-1. But obviously, we're now transitioning from sevens to nines. Both teams' first experience. Coming into this game, last game for both teams was against the Peterborough Royals, and both teams coming out comfortable winners in that game. So we're looking forward to another game of, hopefully, lots and lots of points. I was able to catch up with both head coaches before today's game. Both coaches acknowledging the baptism of fire that it is coming up from sevens to nines, but as you can see from both sides, recruitment has done phenomenally coming into the ninth season this year. And both teams sitting comfortably in mid-table. Teeside Steelers coming into today at third with a 2-1 record. And Manchester Titans sitting at fifth with a 1-2. So hopefully we'll be getting a coin toss soon. If you are joining, don't forget to say hello, comments, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really does help us grow the game. So unfortunately, we're not with our usual commentator today, Brad. He's abandoning us for the weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow at 2 p.m. we do have the Premiership North champions, Manchester Titans, at home against the Edinburgh Wolves. In what will be Manchester Titans warm-up and a bit of a tighten up, preparing for that semi-final towards the end of August at home against the number 2 in the south. And with me today is the wonderful David Booker. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, Kieran. How are you doing today?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm looking forward to an excellent day of sports and ahead of an excellent weekend.
Yeah, indeed. Should be a close game today for sure. A repeat of last year's sevens finals. One that Teeside did come on top of here, but both teams moved into the nines format this year. It'll be interesting to see where they've settled into it in this last game of the season.
Obviously, last year you was the head coach of the Manchester Titans women's team at the sevens final.
I was.
Obviously, you've stepped away this year, and Tom stepped up. How have you seen, as a spectator and someone who has a connection to the team, how have you seen the team progress from sevens to nines?
Yeah, the big thing for me since coming in and showing the spectators the amount of work they did in the pre-season to bring so many new players to the sport. A lot of hard work has been done by Liz and by Lucy to kind of recruit people from locally, from rugby clubs and things that hadn't probably been as tapped into as they had been previously. But a lot of the rookies that have come in this year have definitely helped shape the team up and make sure that everyone's ready for for nines. Sorry.
Yeah, it was something that we caught up with Lucy before during halftime in the last home game for Manchester Titans adult team, and they were saying how herself and Liz were at rugby teams, and as you can see, it's just the growth of the squad and the quality that they're bringing as well is really, really good to see, especially growing women's sport in Manchester. It's excellent to see.
Yeah, I think the big thing as well, it's we've had a women's contact team for some time. We've had a bunch of people go from strength to strength and be here for a long time. And some of the people that were here from the very beginning have started to fade away a little bit. There's only kind of one or two now that have been here since the beginning, and it's good to see a good refresh over the last couple of seasons to build on the numbers that we've had. To continue the mentality of fielding teams across the board here in Manchester.
Yeah, I remember noticing when we were given the starting lineups for today's game, it was notable to see that most of the people on both starting offense and defense were new to Manchester Titans.
Yeah, even important areas such as the O-line today. All three starting O-line for Manchester are all rookies and new to the sport. Yeah, it's the last game of the regular season for them, but it's something that they've been able to earn those starting spots and those starting roles, and having the depth as well, picking up injuries as you do throughout the season. People have been able to step up and make sure that they're ready, they're game ready for it, and that's hats off to the coaching staff that they've got.
Yeah, I think one of the notable absences from the team today is Tika, who, from memory from the first game, scored a few kick return touchdowns. As you say, it'll be good to see a lot of the other players come in. And as I say, the Peterborough game, there was a lot of points. The Manchester Titans came out 49-26 victors. So obviously, we are missing a few key players, but equally, we're getting a lot of quality in that squad as well.
It is, yeah, and it's a big learning curve with a new head coach, even though he's got experience coaching elsewhere. It's a new head coach, a lot of new players here as well. Going down to Peterborough and getting that win certainly G'd up the confidence, and I know that a lot of the girls that were here last year and played in that sevens final against Teeside are definitely looking to avenge that defeat.
So here are your Manchester Titans starters. At quarterback, we've got Sarah Allhack, and on the offensive line, we've got Sean Avery Lofthouse. Centre, we've got Ruby Watson and Kira Collier. Running back, we have Becky May, and wide receivers, we've got Kenya Peter, Maddie Trauma, Lucy Rowlands, and Sean Perry. Just going to go to the coin toss.
And it does appear that Manchester have won the toss. Just waiting for the signal. It has been deferred, so they will kick off to begin this game, giving the Teeside offence the starting possession. While we do wait for the special teams to get going and to get this game kicked off, just like to thank one of our sponsors today, Tweak. Tweak can polish off your CV to perfection. It's a CV writing specialist, and you can get 10% off with them today using code Titan10. Elevate your career today. So yeah, special teams is one thing within nines. If you are new to the format, it is still played on the same size pitch as it is during 11-a-side. So there is a lot more space to exploit, particularly within the special teams aspect. I'm sure that Coach Aaron Bocott will be, have everyone readily drilled within this Titans team. Definitely looked to take advantage of the previous game that I was at against Leeds, which was the first game of the season, when over 140 points were scored between the two sides. So this Manchester team certainly knows how to score some points. We'll see if this continues today against Teeside. As back to return the kick for Teeside will be number 26. That's Sarah Smith. and number 22, Tony Robinson. And it looks taking the kick for Manchester will be number 24, Lucy Bonner. As we wait for the ref signal to get the game underway. Yeah, so this will be a match between the third place team Teeside and the fifth place team Manchester Titans. It'd be something that Teeside do have a slim chance of making it into the top two and into that final, but it will depend on other results. But they'll certainly not want to struggle too much here. But it'll be something that Manchester will definitely be looking to have a strong finish to their first Nines event, as we are slowly lining up. Looks like the chain crew has been briefed and the whistle has gone. As always, checking left and right is Lucy Bonner before the short kick over to her right hand side goes past the front line and is recovered by number 6 of Manchester. Is that number 6? Because if it is, it's a number that I don't have on my sheet. In fact, ignore me, it's Chloe Southern. I was looking at the wrong one. Excellent work, spotting the gap there from the special teams from Lucy Bonner. A perfectly executed kick means that even though they're kicking off and they've deferred, it's Manchester's offence led by quarterback Sarah Ulhack will be here to start the game. Looking to be lining up then. 3 receivers over to the left-hand side, 1 over to the right. We'll see what the first call is for this Manchester Titans offense. Snap is a little bit high, goes over the head of Ulhack, who drops onto the ball. Always better to play it safe there, but it does mean that it will bring up second and a bus ride, just waiting for the official mark. It will be second and 25. But Manchester looking to get set nice and quick here. Maybe a couple of nerves just to begin this game. Quick check of the play by Ulhack. And the snap is taken. Handoff faked across the front and Ulhack is hit as she's thrown. And it's been called incomplete. Batted down, it will bring up third down for the Manchester Titans in this opening drive. I think after that first play, Kieran, it will be something that they're just looking to maybe not lose any more yards, maybe take a chunk out here and pin Teeside back with a good punt.
Yeah, it was a really aggressive start to the game. Special teams squad and Aaron Bowcott going with the short kick, but it's just pre-game nerves. Just need to settle down and just try and pin Teeside back a little bit.
Yeah, so we do have 3rd and 25 coming up. Ulhack with 2 receivers on either side. It is a handoff, is a run to Becky May, who gets back to the line of scrimmage before being tackled by number 42, Beth Pilkington. And will bring up the first 4th down and the first punt of the game. As Lucy Bonner, I believe, Lucy Bonner will drop back to take this punt. And we'll be looking to pin this Tside Steelers team back. As the snap is low, but the kick is away, but it is a very high kick. And the poison is called by Teeside. It won't be returned any further. It will be downed by number 6, Chloe Southard there. So not the greatest punt, but it does mean this Teeside team will be starting on their own 31. One that they're no more for their defensive play than their offensive play throughout the season. Still yet to break the 100-point mark, despite being third in the division so far. So with 4 players in the backfield, fullbacks either side of the quarterback and a deep halfback for Teeside here. Handoff is given by number 4 to number 31 for Teeside. Gains around 7 yards before being brought down. Strong opening run there from Natalie Sleeman. As the wind is starting to pick up. So second, a different spot there, 2nd and 2 for Teeside, as there is a break in play now, as the wind, as I mentioned, has just picked up and blown the post protectors off. So we'll just wait for those to be reattached by the officials and 2 helpful coaches in Scott and Tom over on the far side. Mentioning before, this Teeside team, more of a stingent, no more for their stingent defense rather than their offensive play. Did get 6 points against the tough Birmingham Lions team before beating Leeds Chargers away 28-26, and then a 56-0 win at home to Peterborough. So only once going across that 30-point mark. They'll be looking to see if things will be clicking again today, as the handoff goes to number 72 for Teeside, who runs over to the left-hand side, gains the first down there. It is Jackie Duncan there on the run, using the power to get that first down for Teeside on the Manchester 38 now. As the chains are moving, Teeside are back set up. As there is a toss sweep attempted there from the quarterback, but it has gone backwards. Number 22 does pick it up and does try to scramble over to their left-hand side. Gets past the original line of scrimmage before picking up a good chunk of yardage, around 5 or 6 yards picked up there. We will wait for the official mark, as it will be 3 yards picked up. I do apologise. So it will be 2nd and 7 coming up. But the toss from Rachel Tumley goes a little bit awry, aimed for Tony Robinson there in the backfield. And so 3 runs to start off for Teeside here. We'll continue. We'll see if they continue with this run-heavy offence, and it does appear like they're lining up with that. Toss this time to the left-hand side. Once again to number 22, Tony Robinson. At this time, the pitch is clean. And picked up is enough for the first down to the Manchester 28-yard line. So Tumley will be lined up again to take this snap for Teeside. Second first down of the drive into the Manchester half. Blitz threatened from Manchester, but run does go the other way. Handed off to number 31, which is Natalie Sleeman. Good pickup there of 8 yards, and this Manchester Titans defence needs to step up here in order to slow down this Teeside running game.
Yeah, speaking to head coach Tom earlier on today, and he did notice that it is the same thing that we saw in sevens, that ground and pound offense from Teeside.
As we are lining up slightly differently here, 2 receivers to the right, but it is a handoff once again to the sole running back, who runs through 2 tackles before being brought down there by number 15, Katie Sykes, in on the tackle, but it is enough for the first down by Natalie Sleeman once again, I believe. So knocking on the door early. 13 yards to go to score. First down is still possible, as it is 1st and 10 for Teeside. Once again, 2 receivers out to the right-hand side. with a single person in the backfield. Handed off to number 31 once again. Before she makes one person miss, runs through another tackle, and then runs through a final one in order to score. It's a run up the middle from Natalie Sleeman. Gives early points to Teeside after the nice little short kick to give Manchester the initial possession. It's Teeside that take a 6-0 lead. So going for the 2 points. Teeside here. Snap is a little bit bobbled, but Thomas does recover it before being tackled and stopped on the 2-point conversion, meaning that the score remains 6-0 to Teeside, gaining that opening score. And I'm sure that Scott will be ready to adjust his defence to this run game. Is it something that I'm sure Teeside aren't going to change too much from with that success?
No, I say that Teeside, Manchester Titans are very familiar with Teeside, having played them for a number of years in the Sevens League. That ground and pound offence is then their go-to. As I say, Scott's seen it. He knows what they're planning. He knows what they're going to be executing. He'll be going off making some executions. And again, pre-game nerves. Defense just needs to settle down a little bit. Yeah. Get back to the fundamentals.
Yeah, definitely is their bread and butter. As we wait for Teeside to kick off here, we have number 44 Kenya Peters and 29 Maddie Chalmer back to receive this kick. While we do wait for it, just to let you know our second sponsor of the day, the Crown and Kettle. Crown and Kettle, you can join us there, Ancoats favourite independent pub and proud sponsor of the Titans women's team. And you can get our very own Manchester Titans beer called Supersonic Shoulder Pads. Try saying that quickly 3 times. And every one of those will support the Titans team. As the kickoff is by number 9, collected by 87 down the middle. It was quite a low, poor kick there. 87 for Manchester. Sean Perry with the quick thinking and quick hands to take that kick from Ellie Bateman. That was low and hard, but straight at Perry down the middle, giving Manchester some great field position as they look to improve on their first offensive possession. Signals coming in from the sideline. And Ulhak with 3 receivers this time over to her right-hand side. Definitely a difference in attack here between Manchester and Teeside. One more run heavy, one more pass heavy, but again the snap is high. Becky May is able to collect it, but is brought down immediately by number 87, Lucy Freeman from the Tside Steelers. This 3-person front definitely causing some troubles early for this Manchester O-line. As mentioned before, 3 rookies starting today. Be something I'm sure that the coaches will be able to adjust as we go. But it's 2nd and 20 coming up for Manchester. Spread formation set up, so 2 receivers either side. Snap comes back, it is a clean one. Ulhak drops back, throws the ball up, but it's intercepted by Teeside before being ripped away by Sean Perry, number 87. Does fight forward towards where the original first down marker was. But that change in possession should bring up a first down on the 22-yard line. That is something that you don't see every day. A nice interception from Teeside before Sean cuts back, rips the ball away and gains an extra few yards. At the end of the day, sometimes it helps to be lucky as well as good, Kieran.
Yeah, it's just exceptional game day awareness from Sean there. Getting in, getting extra physical. We're going to say that's how they drew it up.
I'll ask Tom for a copy of that after the game as Ulhak is back to take the snap once again. It is clean handed off to Becky May. But the penetration from the line is good and the ball is dropped and dropped once again. So again, a change in possession, this time picked up from... Is that Sean once again? It is Sean Perry once again with the recovery. Now with that change in possession, will it be an automatic first? Or are they just going to class it as one fumble? The referees do confer about it. But number 26, Sarah Smith, for Teeside with the original recovery, but it is once again dropped. I know Manchester's usually known for its rain, but it is quite a nice clammy, cloudy stroke sunny day today. So this ball security would need to improve from both sides. So we'll just wait for the down markers to reset, and they are moving the change back, so it will be 1st and 10. It is called as a change in possession, therefore the downs do reset. Can this Manchester Titans offence step it up into gear now as Al-Haq is back for the snap? It is clean, back to pass, does throw over the middle, and it is dropped in and out of the hands of the receiver there, number 27, was it? I'm just waiting to see the back number there, but it was in and out of the hands, possibly for 2 receivers. Number 29 there, Maddie Chalmer. So it will be 2nd and 10 now. Still 3 receivers over to the right-hand side for Al-Haq. The snap again is a high one, and it is fresh running back number 47 in there for Manchester, which will be Ash Miller. Does collect the snap and almost makes it back to the line, brings up 3rd and 11 for this Manchester team. And again, these snaps just needs to be settled down a little bit. This Teeside defensive line looking to go one-on-one, so it's probably can bring out a couple of these bad snaps as the centre's trying to bring their arm up quickly to take on that nose tackle. But 3rd and 11 for Manchester now. Al-Haq back to take the snap. Is a little bit high once more and fallen on by Ash Miller in the background, in the backfield. Will bring up 4th down. And the punt team for Manchester. So yeah, an interesting second drive there for the Titans. Couple of lucky plays to gain yards, but just needs to try and get that exchange from centre to quarterback sorted out. As Lucy Bonner is back to take the kick. It is good, and it's a fake. Lucy runs over to the right-hand side, but is tackled immediately by number 23 from Teeside, which will be Ebony Bliss. Meaning that it will be great field position for Teeside here, inside Manchester territory, and giving them only 37 yards for the next score. As we'll see if this Rachel Tumley led offense will continue to be as run heavy as it was, and it is a fake handoff this time as Tummers rolls to her right hand side, thrown deep towards number 22, but very well defended pass intended for Tony Robinson, but brilliantly broken up there by Katie Sykes. Ex-wide receiver losing that person initially, but also using the speed that she has to go back and break up that reception. We'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Teeside now. Again, still 37 yards left for them to score. And it looks like they're reverting back to the 3 running backs in the backfield. Tummers is back to take the snap. And does do. Handoff goes to number 31 to run over to the right-hand side. Finds the edge and finds the space. Lucy Bonner attempted on the tackle, but it is broken. And Natalie Sleeman breaks a couple of tackles before making a 1st down and going out of bounds around the 20-yard line to bring up a fresh set of downs and 1st and 10 for Teeside. As we do have a flag in the backfield. Looks to be in the area of holding, and it is signalled by the referee. So the good run will be cancelled out. And instead will remain 2nd down. And what looks to be, or what should be, 17. So 2nd and 17 for Teeside then. Again, lining up with 3 running backs in the backfield. Pressure shown from the Manchester defence here. And the blitz does come. It's a toss over to the right-hand side. Again, the edge is found. But a good tackle wrap up there from Katie before the rest of the team arrive. But still, a good, solid 9-yard gain. Does bring up 3rd and 8 for the Teeside Steelers. This running game, another good run there from Tony Robinson. Still a big chunk of yards, but it is 3rd and 8 now for the Teeside Steelers. And they're finding this edge really nicely at the moment. And adjustments will certainly need to be made by Scott on this Manchester defence. As 2 receivers tight to the left-hand side and 2 wide to the right, 2 tight to the left. As Thomas looks to pass, has got all the time in the world, scrambles and rolls around to her left-hand side, throws the ball up, and it's incomplete, almost picked off there by number 6, Chloe Southard. Will bring up the first 4th down for this Teeside Steelers side. And it looks as if the offence is staying on the field. Not known really for their kicking game, as we saw with the extra point attempt, or extra 2-point attempt earlier on after the touchdown. And it will be the offence staying on the field, led once again by Rachel Tumulty, more nicely known as Tummers amongst her teammates. Will be back to take the snap with 3 teammates in the back. Will be handed off to one of the number 31. Breaks the tackle of 14 once again, gets pushed out of bounds, but not before gaining the 8 yards needed to gain a fresh set of downs. More good, strong running from Natalie Sleeman over to the right-hand side for Teeside. And again, Manchester seem to be getting people there, but not able to tackle and stop this powerful running attack that the Steelers are bringing here today. 1st and 10 then from the 25-yard line of Manchester. As Bethany Pilkington now comes into the backfield. Snap is slightly high, but it is pitched over to Pilkington, who evades 1 tackle with a speed, but is brought down over on the right-hand side by number 6, Chloe Southard. But not before gaining around 7 yards. Brings up 2nd and 3 for the Teeside Steelers. As the plays coming thick and fast here from Teeside. 2nd and 3 coming up. The snap back to Tummers is a clean one. Looking to pass here and goes out to the flats towards Bethany Pilkington, but it is a forward pass, does fall incomplete. Will bring up 3rd and 3. So play a little bit slower than normal coming in here. But Tumulty does have it now. And settles in. 3 backs in the backfield for them. Handoff is to 31 once again. Natalie Sleeman takes a couple of Manchester players to drag her down, but it will bring up a 1st and goal situation from the 9-yard line, and that is the end of the first quarter here. And the score stands at Teeside Steelers 6, Manchester Titans 0. Lots of runs in this first half means that the clock will run very, very fast. And while we do wait for the referees to change it over, 3rd sponsor readout of the day. I'm getting them done nice and quick here, Kieran. Everyone will be super proud. Pure Brain CBD. Support recovery and boost performance with their top quality CBD supplements and balms. Trusted by the Titans women's team for effective recovery and development. So after that first quarter then, Kieran, what are your thoughts? What are you seeing here? What do you think needs to change?
The Manchester Titans need to find how to stop this running game. There's a couple of broken tackles coming from the bigger running backs. Manchester Titans probably just need to settle the nerves a little bit. It's been good to see Katie, as she's been pointing out before, coming over from wide receiver, had an exceptional game against Peterborough last time out, and holding that edge quite well. But again, we just need to see a bit more flow from some of these linebackers.
Yeah. I think with the way that Teeside are lined up at the moment, they are looking to block that edge from the slot receiver as the play goes off. Run to the right-hand side again by Natalie Sleeman. Only a couple of yards gained this time, which is a little bit more positive. You do say as a defensive coach, if you can hold a team to 2 or 3 yards each play, then you will be stopping them progressing down the field. But it will be 2nd and goal from Manchester's 7-yard line. And they'll need 3 more plays like that to stop this aggressive running attack from Teeside. As Thomas is back once again to take the snap. Snap is good. Handoff again to Sleeman, who runs up the middle untouched before powering away into the end zone for another Teeside score. And again, didn't seem to be touched there until reaching the end zone line. We'll make it 12 points to 0 for Teeside before this 2-point attempt comes. And once again, this strong, powerful running attack from Teeside is certainly going to take some adjustments from defensive coordinator Scott Tomlinson. As the snap is back to Thomas and given to number 72. That will be Jackie Duncan there. Straight up the middle, powering away through into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Will make it 14 points to 0 early in the second quarter. As this Manchester kick return team will be back out. And we'll wait for the referees to set up as we do. We'll go to our final sponsor, and we will be hearing this again while we do have a little bit of time. Cook & Co Group, specialist recruiters based in Manchester. They connect top talent with leading opportunities in marketing, communications and digital roles. So we'll see if we do get a repeat of the first kickoff from Teeside after their first score, or whether it will be Sean Perry, who's in the middle of this kind of in between the front and second line. As Amy Walker is back to kick off and get this game restarted for the Steelers. Checking left and right. The kick does go up and above and goes back to Maddie Chalmer there, one of the 2 returners, who does take a little while to secure it, but is trying to find the edge now, but gets swallowed up by this kickoff coverage. Number 44 there, I believe, on the tackle, Natasha McKay for the Tside Steelers, but not before getting to the 20-yard line. There is a flag on the near side of the field. Looks as if it is going to be re-kicked, as a Teeside Steeler did encroach slightly offside there, I believe, which is when they go past the line of where the kick is before the kick has been made. So we'll just wait for the referees to move this back, and the kick will be retaken 5 yards further deep from their own 20-yard line. And so we do have a different returner now over on the left-hand side for Manchester. I believe that is Katie Sykes, number 15. But the kick is made, and it is a short one this time. Picked up by Sean Perry, who's looking to make some yards on the return. Breaks, spins through one tackle to get over the halfway line here in Manchester, and gets back to the Teeside 38-yard line, where this Titans offense, usually high-powered, even in this women's game, will look to just settle down with the snaps today that have been a little bit wayward to say the least.
Yeah, I think it was from the first game as well. There was a couple of high snaps that troubled the Titans' offense from starting. Hopefully we can settle down and get back into the swing of things.
It does look as if we have had a little bit of a shuffle on the offensive line. Ruby Watson now in at centre, and that's a solid snap to Ulhaka. Will look to pass straight away. Has got all the time in the world. Passes over towards Kenya Peters. Slightly overthrown over the middle. Is incomplete and will bring up second down. A lot more promise in there. A lot more time given. And that snap was exactly where it needed to be. Unfortunately, we'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Manchester. 2 receivers to the right. Tight end and wide receiver to the left-hand side for Ulhak, who is back to take the snap. Ooh. As a ball has crept onto the field on the opposite side. But the snap is good. Handoff is given to Ash Miller, who runs to the left-hand side and does pick up a good 7 or 8 yards there for Manchester, bringing up 3rd and 7 with a nice solid run over to the left-hand side. More promising signs here for Manchester in this second quarter. As Ulhak will be back to take the snap. Still same formation with the tight end over to the left. 2 receivers to the right. And Ash Miller in the backfield. Ulhak will drop back to pass. Does let it go towards Kenya Peters again. Slightly high for the Great Britain wideout. Will bring up 4th and 3. And looking to the sideline here, it appears like the offense will be staying on the field. Trying to gain these 3 yards to pick up a fresh set of downs. As 3 receivers now to the right-hand side for Ulhak. Gets herself set. And the snap is taken. Handoff faked to Miller, who does pick up a block. Ulhak sends it downfield. She's got a receiver open, but it is slightly underthrown there. Number 44 for Teeside, Natasha McKay, on the defence of the pass. And it will bring up a turnover on downs and a 1st and 10 for the Tside Steelers. More promising signs for this Manchester offence during that drive. It looks like the changing centre has definitely worked, secured up some of those initial snap issues that were there. But this defence will be looking to make the stop here and stop this game from getting a little bit beyond this Manchester Titans side. As we await first and 10, snap back by Tummers. Handoff is faked, rolls over to her right-hand side before sending it down the field, but into double coverage. Great work from the Titans defence. Number 9 there for Teeside, Ellie Bateman, the intended receiver, but had 2 players covering there. Would have taken a pinpoint accurate throw in order to complete that pass. 2nd and 10 then for Teeside here. So blitz shown by Manchester and given. It is handed off to number 31. Natalie Sleeman running strongly to her right-hand side as she has done throughout the game. Picks up just over 10 yards, 10.5, 11 yards. Will bring up a fresh set of downs inside Manchester territory for Teeside. So 1st and 10 from the Manchester 39. And once again, still trying to set up the edge. Or still trying to break this setup of the edges, this Manchester defence. As the pitch goes out towards number 31 once again. Sleeman, who does well to get back to the line and gain a fall forward and gain a couple of yards to bring up 2nd and 8. It's 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. My eyes do deceive me in this rare Manchester sunshine. As Tummers back to take the snap. Handoff goes this time to number 72 in acres of space down the left-hand side before tackled very nicely there by Katie Sykes, but another good strong run from Jackie Duncan over to the left. Brings up a chunk of yardage, around 15 yards picked up to bring up once again another fresh set of downs for this Teeside Steelers offense. Yeah, the two receivers, as I was mentioning before, nice and compact here for Teeside. I mean, it does open up the extra space as Thomas looks to run with the ball and take it herself. Is met strongly after gaining a couple of yards to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Teeside Steelers. Potential option looking play there from Rachel Tumulty. But again, met at pretty much at the line from this Manchester defence. But they need, Manchester, they need to string together these good plays in order to get their offence back on the field and stop this from getting out of hand early. As Thomas is back to take the snap, is looking for an open receiver, rolls to her left, and the pass goes up, intercepted by number 15. Once again mentioning number 15, Katie Sykes, on the interception. And it will bring out this Manchester Titans offense, although deep in their own half, on their own 2-yard line here. But positive signs for the Manchester Titans defense, getting their first stop of the game. It now goes over to the offense, looking to get some points on the board before the half. As Al-Haq will be back with 3 receivers over to her left-hand side. And with Ash Miller in the backfield. We'll see if it is a handoff to get them out of the end zone. It is a pass from the end zone. It does go across. Pass is tipped and intercepted by Teeside. So a very quick possession there. Pass intended for Sian Perry. Gets intercepted, I believe, by number 42, Bethany Pilkington. Will bring back out this Teeside Steelers offense with a short field to get another score. So 1st and 10 coming up. Only one running back in the backfield for Teeside, but will it be a handoff to? It is to Natalie Sleeman, who runs and powers through the middle, but is stopped after around an 8-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 2 around the Manchester 4 or 5-yard line. Just waiting for the spot. It will be the 5-yard line, so we'll be 2nd and 3 here. First down still possible, but only 5 yards to go for the score for Teeside. Rachel Tumulty will be back to take the snap with 2 receivers over to her right-hand side. Is snapped, but it is handed off once again to Sleeman, who skips one tackle, powers through over the end zone line to make it Teeside 20, Manchester Titans 0. And this could be getting out of hand rather quickly. Another stops are needed, multiple stops are needed from this Manchester defence. And the offence needs to put a good couple of drives together to bring themselves back into this game. As once again, Teeside going for 2 points following their score. With Sleeman back in the backfield behind Thomas, who takes the snap clean. It is handed to Natalie Sleeman. Immediately brought down in the backfield by number 14 of Manchester, Erica Patau. And it will be a failed 2-point conversion. Or as I've just been told, potato. We will see the Manchester Titans kick return team once again at 20 points to 0, probably around midway through this second quarter. Plenty of runs from Teeside means that these games do tend to go a little bit quicker than normal. As we'll see, I believe it will be number 8 once again for Teeside, Amy Walker. with the kick, with Maddie Chalmer and Kenya Peters back to return, unless it has changed. I will let you know in a second. I was looking at the person with the T in their hand. It will be somebody different, but I'm just waiting to see. As receiving a lecture from the official. Ball is handed, in fact, to number 22, Tony Robinson, who will be taking the kick this time. Maybe some trickery afoot. That's the QB. So Robinson back to take the kick. And it does go over, but into the hands of Ash Miller on the second line, the running back, who collects the catch cleanly, powers away forward to the Manchester 38-yard line, where the Sarah Ulhack-led offence will be looking to create a drive that hasn't come forward just yet. Only a couple of first downs in this game that came from heads-up plays, really, from Sean Perry. By stripping an interception and then recovering a recovery fumble. We'll see what head coach Tom Leonard has dialed up here. Snap is back. Handoff goes to Ash Miller, who makes people miss in the backfield before powering over a linebacker and only gaining maybe a yard or two there on the run, but still positive when you see that the defensive line almost had about 4 or 5 yards in the backfield. We'll bring up 2nd and 9 here. As Ulhack has 2 receivers over to the left, receiver and tight end to her right-hand side. Snap is good. And looking to pass over the top, and does. Looking for Kenya Peters once more. And the pass falls incomplete. That's a shout from next to me from Adult Men's head coach Jonathan Homer. If you've been here before, you're definitely used to those calls on a Sunday. Deemed uncatchable by the referees. We'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Titans here. So I'll hack back to take the snap. Clean one for them, looking to pass, and does. Aiming for Kenya Peters, and complete. No, it's dropped. Low pass hitting the hands and drop there, brings up 4th down and 9. And the punt team called out for Manchester here with 9 yards to go, looking to potentially pin back this Teeside offense once again. Maybe questioning whether that is the right decision here. We've been 3 scores down in the second quarter. Maybe not quite the time to look to keep the offense on. But we shall see what Lucy Bonner can do with the boot. Snap is back, and a good one. Rolls to the right before kicking down the right-hand side. It dribbles across before going out of bounds around the Teeside 28-yard line. As the referee is signalling here for the 2-minute warning here in the first half. So 2 minutes left then in this second quarter. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see this run game continue for Teeside. All 3 timeouts remaining on both sides, but it may be the last. It may be the last possession of this half. First and 10 then. Tummers back to take the snap, and does. Looks to run herself over to the right-hand side. Follows the line, but unfortunately not following the blocks. As 1, 2, 3, 4 Manchester Titans there on the tackle. But still, 2 yards gained from Rachel Tumulty there on the run on the keeper, and has remained down And physio is called over. As the first play after the 2-minute warning was certainly a more positive one for this Titans defense. As we'll wait to see what happens here. As we're zooming in here on defensive end, Cade Makin on the camera. Cady McKean, wave to the camera. He'll be in action tomorrow as the Manchester Titans adult team are taking on Edinburgh Wolves. So discussions here then for defensive coordinator Scott Tomlinson to try and slow down this Teeside Steelers offense. They will be looking for a quick stop here to try and get the offense back on the field for one last hope. But we shall see. I did get a message from Tside Steelers number 42, Bethany Pilkington, a couple of days ago before today's game. Wanted me to give them a shout out to Bex and to Taylor, who have got an engagement party today, so Bex can't make the game, unfortunately. It's the shrug of priorities from Jonathan Homer is definitely there. But we will be back very shortly as we await the injury to be attended to here. And I can rest my voice a little bit. As the injury has been tended to here on the Teeside side. It was Rachel Tumulty that appeared to be down. We hope that it's not too serious, but she did leave on her own power. And we'll see if this Teeside Steelers run-heavy offense will continue. As it is handed off to number 36, I believe that was Amy Robson, on the run, as number 31, Natalie Sleeman, is standing in at quarterback at the moment. Just trying to double check I've got that number correct. Indeed I have. So it was Amy Robinson there on the carry. Will be 3rd and 5 for Teeside coming up. Again with 3 backs in the backfield alongside Sleeman here. Takes the snap, handoff given to number 72, which will be Jackie Duncan. The run is over to the left-hand side. Stopped, but not before gaining a first down for Teeside Steelers around midfield. So 1st and 10 for Teeside then. Snap is there and sweep across to number 22, Tony Robinson, who makes 2 players miss before gaining a first down and then some more inside the Manchester Titans 30 at the 26-yard line. Another first down for this powerful running Teeside Steelers offense. Chains will be moved. Still no timeout signaled from either side here. So there can only be, we must be under a minute left here in this half.
Snap is back to Sleeman, this time handed off to Amy Robinson, who runs to the right-hand side, runs through one defender, but is then tackled immediately afterwards after gaining 7 or 8 yards. And once again, player down, unfortunately, on the field. So that will bring a pause to the game as coaches from the Manchester sideline do rush out, as well as the physio here. As the injury is being tended to at the moment, looks as if the player is looking to move here, but we will just wait to see what does occur. As the player is up and able to leave the field on her own power. A little bit of confusion there as a fresh player is needed to come on. At least for one player. Very eloquently spoken there from Scott. Will be 2nd and 3 here for the Teeside Steelers, who still have Natalie Sleeman here at quarterback, with only one person in the backfield. It is handed off to number 36, Amy Robson, who picks up around 5 yards, which is enough for another fresh set of downs for the Teeside Steelers. A timeout called by Manchester, I believe. Just waiting for the final signal from the main referee. But from the near side line judge, it was Manchester's timeout. So it will be then 1st and 10 coming up for Teeside. So we'll be then after the timeout. 1st and 10, must be under a minute here left in the half. Sleeman back to take the snap for Teeside, with Robson in the backfield. It will be handed off to Robson, who will look to run to the left-hand side of the line. Runs through an arm tackle after a couple of yards, meaning that they're able to pick up around 6 or 7 on the play. Will bring up 2nd and 3 for the Teeside Steelers. Quickly lining up is Sleeman. Calls for the snap. Once again, handed off to Robson, just running it to the right-hand side this time. And now looking to push and drive the ball carrier. Gets down towards, I believe, the 2-yard line as we wait for the snap. It is a timeout taken by the Teeside Steelers. And it will be 1st and goal coming up with only 2 yards to go to punch in for score number 4. So 1st and goal then. Teeside back out following their timeout. Sleeman still in at quarterback with 3 running backs in the backfield. Handed off to one of those. Number 72 once again, Jackie Duncan, appears to have a number called in short yardage situations, and you can see why. Punched in from 2 yards out, making it 26-0 in this game now to Teeside. Definite changes needed for Manchester here if they've got any hope at bringing this game back. And once again, Teeside will line up for the 2-point conversion. Still the same formation. Sleeman back calling for the snap. Handed off to Jackie once again, who's immediately wrapped up in the backfield. And that means it's only 1 out of 4 2-point conversions from what is a very strong running team, which is rare to see when you see them repping it so much. So it will mean it's 26-0 as we're approaching half time here. But we will have a short amount of time for the Manchester offense to be on the field, as Chalmers and Peters are back to take or receive the kick, with Tony Robinson back to kick off for Teeside. As we're just waiting for the kickoff team to make sure they're correctly organised. And here we go. As the whistle is in, Tony checks to the left and to the right before the kick is up. And probably the better kick of the day, but will be returned by number 44, Kenya Peters. Looks to find space to her right-hand side, but there is a wall of Teeside defenders there. Not quite the space for it, but a good return to around the 30-yard line before being tackled by number 35, Ashley Bell, or Ash Bell, for Teeside. Pushed out of bounds there was Kenya. And short amount of time, we'll see if anything can happen downfield for this Titans offense. A few hiccups today for sure, with passes falling out of hands, snaps being a little bit high. Definitely looking to still put together a first solid drive, as it will be from the 34-yard line. Snap is back and good. No one in the backfield. It looks like a screen towards Peters. Throw is low near the ankles and dropped by Kenya as it was set up. And the whistle has gone there, which will signal the end of the second quarter and the end of the first half. The score is Manchester Titans 0, Teeside Steelers 26. And we'll be back in around 10 to 15 minutes to bring you the second half. And we are back for the second half between Teeside Steelers and the Manchester Titans here at the sometimes sunny Bellevue Speedway Stadium here in Manchester. Current score after the first half is Manchester Titans 0, Teeside Steelers 26. A strong running offence for the Teeside Steelers, carrying them to this 26-point lead. But a couple of bright sparks for Manchester, but execution will certainly have been the message to the players from the coaches. There's a couple of missed opportunities in that first half. It means that they are yet to score. And it will be Teeside kicking off to start us up in this second half. And while we do wait, a reminder of one of our sponsors today, Lucky Dog Deli. You can treat your furry friends to all natural goodness with Lucky Dog Deli. And use code TITAN10 at checkout, which gets you 10% off your delicious dog treats, because your dog deserves the best. As we will have Kenya Peters and Maddie Chalmer back to return the kick for Manchester to get us started. And the officials just giving a quick talking to this Teeside kickoff team. As I don't know if they'll notice, but it appears that they planted the ball on the 24-yard line rather than the 25. But again, these extra lines from the rugby field can be a little bit confusing sometimes. It is spotted by the official on the near side. And is correctly moved back that extra yard. We'll say, again, if you are stuck for something to do over the rest of the weekend, the Manchester Titans adult team will be in action tomorrow against the Edinburgh Wolves. But it will be Tony Robinson back to kick off, and it will land in the hands of Ash Miller, who bundles their way, powers their way forward into Teeside territory to around the Teeside 37-yard line for a positive beginning to the second half for Manchester. And this Ulhack, often high-powered offence, will be looking to adjust in this second half. And Ulhack will line up with two wide receivers to the left-hand side and a tight end and wide receiver to the right. Single runner in the backfield. And Ulhack will call for the snap. It is taken and will drop back to pass all the time in the world, and looks to find Maddie Chalmer to her right-hand side, but does fall incomplete to bring up 2nd and 10. As the ball is spotted, play coming in from the sideline. And Ulhack lining up. Same formation once again with the tight end, Sean Perry, over to the right-hand side. Running back switches sides. Snap is back and goes straight to the running back. Is over and maybe misplaced. Dropped on the floor and recovered by number 99. Charlie Stevenson there for the Teeside Steelers. And not the start that Tom Leonard and this Manchester Titans offense would have wanted in this second half. Will switch possessions and bring out Teeside for their first touch of the ball in this second half. Looking to add to their 26 points in the first. It will still be number 31. Natalie Sleeman back to take the snap. They do have a motion. In fact, it's directly snapped to number 72. Jackie Duncan, who's brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1 to bring up 2nd and 11. Trying a little bit of misdirection there. But Manchester wise to it. and not allowing any gain on the play. So Sleeman organising things and about to take the snap with 2 receivers to her right, 2 tight ends to her left. Snap is up and good. Number 36 with the carry. Amy Robson gets 3 or 4 yards with a positive start for this Titans defence. Still brings up 3rd and 7. And knowing what Teeside have done in the first half, it will be 2 more downs here, 2 more attempts to get those 7 yards for them. Sleeman now in full house setup with 3 running backs in behind. Snap is taken a little bit high, but it's pitched out to number 22, Tony Robinson, but immediately tackled about a yard or 2 past the line of scrimmage to bring up 4th down, a rare 4th down for this Teeside Steelers offense. It will be 4th and 5 coming up. And this is a much better start from the Titans defense, managing to slow down this powerful running game from Teeside. As Sleeman is back once again to take the snap. Will hand off to number 36, Robson, and stopped before picking up the first down, meaning a turnover on downs. And a complete turnaround from the first half here, as the Titans defense able to get the turnover on downs and will allow their offense to come back after their earlier error and take over on their own 27-yard line. 1st and 10 to Manchester. As Ulhack as timeout called, as player not quite on the field and not quite ready there, but it will be Ulhack lining up with 3 receivers to her right, 1 to her left, with Ash Miller in the backfield. As the officials going through the full timeout here, will only mean that Tom has got 2 left for the remainder of the game. But now the offense will set down. Ulhack ready to take the snap, which is a good one. Will look to pass, does over the middle towards number 87, Sean Perry. The pass is complete. Perry looking to fight for some extra yards of break-off tackles, but is brought down around the 33-yard line here. So a positive pickup, around 6 yards there. Will bring up 2nd and 6. Well, Perry a little slow to get up, but does do. And will bring on the physio here. But positive gains there for the Titans offense, which were rare to come by in the first half, aside from a couple of heads-up plays from Sean Perry and to strip turnovers from Teeside early on. We'll just take this brief break in play to remind you of one of our game day sponsors once again, Tweak. Tweak can polish off your CV to perfection as a CV writing specialist, and you can get 10% off their services using code Titan10, and you can elevate your career today. As being clapped off is the injured player being carried off by a couple of the coaching staff here. But it will bring up 2nd and 4 here for Manchester. Slow to get up. And the physio will be asked to come on once again. One player is back up after a helping hand from the coaches, and does leave under her own power. So it will be then 3rd and 1 coming up for Manchester. Again, Ulhak with 3 receivers to her left-hand side. Calling for the snap. Is a little over to her right, and unfortunately has to fall on the ball in order to secure it, which will bring up 4th down for Manchester. And the punt team called for, as it is now 4th and 10. As once again, as was early in the first half, a couple of issues with the snaps going back to Ulhak. Not quite on target in these first couple of drives, meaning that anything positive is given up straight away. But Lucy Bonner is back to punt with 2 players back, and flags coming down straight away and fingers being pointed. And it will be a false start against Manchester. So the punt will be from 5 yards further back. Now from their own 22-yard line. As Bonner calls for the snap for this punt. It is back and good. Rolls slightly to her right-hand side before kicking across her body. And the ball avoided there by Teeside before being downed by number 44, Kenya Peters. And Teeside will take over on their own 39-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 to Teeside. Once again, Sleeman will be in to run this offense for Teeside, with Amy Walker in the backfield. So slightly different formation set up here for the Steelers. Snap is back and a toss out to Walker, who finds a little bit of space, runs through one tackler and through a second, but able to hang on. It's number 14, Erica Patau, but not before Teeside have gained another running 1st down. And once again, a 3rd injury early on in the second half for Manchester. And we'll take this break in play just to let you know about the Crown and Kettle pub over at Ancoats. You can join us at the Crown and Kettle as Ancoats' favourite independent pub and proud sponsor of the Titans women's side. And please head down and not miss out on our very own beer, the Supersonic shoulder pads, to show your support for the Titans women's team. The player is up and able to leave on her own power. There's a rightful round of applause from those in attendance. But it will be 1st and 10 for the Tside Steelers, now on the Manchester 26-yard line. Well, Sleeman back then to take the snap for Teeside. Walker is back in the running back position and will take the handoff, finds some space over to her right hand side, gets a 1st down and more. One person to beat for the touchdown, but it's a great touchdown saving tackle there over on the far side by number 6, Chloe Southard. But it will be a 1st and goal from around the 2-yard line for Teeside here. And once again, we fully expect this full house 3 running back setup here, but it is slightly different for Teeside. Will be Sleeman still back there, with Walker in the running back position. Sleeman calls for the snap, and it is handed off and fumbled. The ball is bobbling around in the end zone, and who's going to be coming up for it? Wait for the signal from the officials. It is a touchdown to the Teeside Steelers. Fortunate play there to put them further ahead Now makes it 32 points to 0, as it looked like Manchester had some good defensive penetration there, but is a Teeside score, unfortunately. And it is now 32 points to 0, awaiting this 2-point conversion. Sleeman back to take the snap. It is given and handed off once again to running back number 8, Amy Walker. 2-point conversion is complete. It will make the score. Manchester Titans 0, Tside Steelers 34. So Peters and Chalmer back to receive and return this kick once again. And Tony Robinson back to take the kick. This game is for Manchester quickly getting out of hands. I'm sure the smiles will be all on the Teesside sideline at the moment. But knowing some of the coaching staff on this Manchester sideline, they'll still be looking to execute as many plays as possible in this second half. The kick is there by Robinson. Goes over the head of Ash Miller towards Maddie Chalmer, who's looking to return here. And does get nicely wrapped up on the kickoff coverage there by number 26, Kerry Smith. And will bring out this Manchester Titans offense from their own 27-yard line. So Olahak will line up then with 2 receivers to her right-hand side, tight end and receiver to her left. Calls for the snap and is taken, looking to pass downfield. Is good, just go over the middle and in and out of the hands of Maddie Chalmer there. Will make it 2nd and 10. As the play is called in. This time, receivers shifted, so there's 3 now over to the right-hand side for Olahak. She'll settle in and call for the snap once again. And handoff given to number 47, Ash Miller, who is carrying a defender back to the line of scrimmage. That's a great play by number 87 of Teeside, Lucy Freeman. Being dragged along there for the 3 yards and looking up to get a tackle for loss there for Teeside, but we'll bring up 3rd and 10 now for Manchester. As the offense looking to get plays off quickly. Olahak will survey the field before asking for the snap once again. And we'll look downfield, throwing over the middle towards Maddie Chalmer, and the pass is complete into Teesside territory. And we'll bring up 1st and 10 for Manchester. Thing that has been rare to come by today. But a good, positive chunk play there for Sarah and this Manchester offense. So 1st and 10 then from the Teesside 34-yard line. Olahak back to take the snap. Looks down the field to pass once again. Goes over towards Kenya Peters. Again, a little bit high. Ball in and out of the hands with defenders on either side. We'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Manchester. As play call coming in. Two receivers wider to the left-hand side for Olahak. Snap is good and handoff is given to Ash Miller, who looks to try and find some running space but is denied on her right-hand side by number 42, Bethany Pilkington. Gets a tackle for around a 2-yard loss. changing where the spot was initially. So we'll bring up 3rd and 12 here for Manchester. And it's taking a little bit of time to call the play here, not rushing to the line as before. But 3 receivers over to the left. But lining up maybe the final play of the quarter. As the snap is back, Hack surveys the field, looking to go deep towards Kenya Peters, who makes the catch for another big play for Manchester Titans in this drive. And bring up a fresh set of downs. Will be 1st and 10 from the Teeside 11. And it doesn't appear the signal from the near side ref before that play hasn't brought up the 4th quarter just yet. But it will be 1st and 10 for Ulhaka. Will line up with 3 receivers over to her right-hand side. Will survey the field, settle down and ask for the snap. Look to her right before releasing towards Maddie Chalmer. The pass is tipped and goes out of the back of the end zone to bring up 2nd and 10. And big chunk plays like that is something that we've seen quite regularly for Manchester throughout this year. And it's good to see the adjustments being made so they can come up with these chunk plays once again. But 2nd and 10 for Manchester. 2 receivers spread out on either side for Ulhak. She will once again survey the field and ask for the snap. Look to pass the ball towards the back of the end zone, towards Maddie Chalmer, in and out of the hands. And the pass will fall once again incomplete. Will bring up 3rd down and 10 yards for Manchester. As once again spread formation for Ulhak. Will survey and look for the snap. Takes the snap cleanly, looks across the middle towards number 44, Kenya Peters, who's able to get her way into the end zone for your first Manchester Titans score of the game. Will make it Manchester Titans 6, Tside Steelers 34. And the great connection there between Ulhak and Peters brings out the extra point unit, this field goal unit, for the first time. Lucy Bonner set up to add the extra point for Manchester. As it is set up, and the kick is good, making it Manchester Titans 7, Teeside Steelers 34. A much more positive drive there for this Manchester Titans offense. The first one really of the game, considering their previous first downs have come from turnovers, I think is the best way of putting it, in that first half. And I'm sure that's the execution that head coach Tom Leonard was looking for throughout the first half of this game. So it will be then the 2nd time for Manchester Titans to kick off for today, while we do wait for that to happen. Just let you know of one of our game day sponsors, Pure Brain CBD. You can support recovery and boost performance with their top quality CBD supplements and balms. They are trusted by the Titans women's team for effective recovery and development. As after adding the extra point, Lucy Bonner will line herself up in the middle of the field for this kickoff. And I'm sure once again we'll see if special teams coordinator Aaron Bocott has got anything special dialed up on this kickoff. As Bonner will onside kick it, but it goes straight into the hands of number 42, Bethany Pilkington, who runs around one tackle, but is finally brought down at the Manchester 31-yard line, giving her offense a great field position to begin this drive. So it will be then 1st and 10 for Teeside, with all of their players over to the left. Motion across by number 22, but it is picked up by 31, Sleeman, who will run to her left-hand side behind a wall of blockers. Picks up a first down and then some. So it will be then 1st and 10 for Teeside from around the 15-yard line. Will be around a 16-yard gain on first down. And Sleeman doing a good job here, coming in at quarterback following an injury in the first half. Will be back to take the snap once again. And the handoff goes to number 8, Amy Walker, who makes one person miss and then powers her way into the end zone as the signal does come a little bit late from the officials there. But it will be a score for the Tside Steelers following a 2-play drive, making it 40 points to 7 in this third quarter, with the 2-point conversion still to come. So Sleeman is back then to take the snap. Handoff given to number 72, Jackie Duncan, looking to power away into the end zone for the 2 points, but is brought down short. So will remain 40 points to 7 to Teeside. And once again, I think that is now 6 scores with only 2 2-point conversions for Teeside. So some positives for Manchester. It's just a matter of trying to stop everything before then. So will be Teeside to kick off, with Bonner and Peters back to return for Manchester. And Robinson setting up the kick. So we are set off then to kick off, as Tony will check left and right before sending the ball downfield towards Lucy Bonner, who does stop the ball and set up the return. Does stiff arm one defender on the right hand side on the sideline before gaining her way to the 31-yard line, and bring out this Sarah Ulhack-led offence one more time for Manchester. So this offence and this team will look to build on that last positive drive. A couple of big chunk plays for Manchester. And Ulhack will look to repeat with 3 receivers over to her right-hand side, 1 over to the left. Quick double check of the play before asking for the snap, which will be received. Looks downfield for the pass over the middle to number 44, Kenya Peters, who collects the pass before fighting her way forward to the 37-yard line. A gain of 6 will bring up 2nd and 4 for Manchester. More good positive plays here, as the calls coming in from the sideline. Line up nice and quick for this Titans offense. Ulhack will survey the field once more before taking the snap. Will look over to that left-hand side before throwing deep, aiming for number 44, Kenya Peters once more, and a flag on the play from the official at the back. Usually indicates pass interference, but we will wait for the call from the head official. Did look like potentially a hand on the shoulder as Peters went up for the catch, and indeed it is pass interference, which will be a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, which will bring up a fresh set of downs for Manchester, making it 1st and 10, now inside Teeside territory. As the penalty will take them to the Teeside 28-yard line. Manchester knocking on the door once again. Always one big play away from the score in this area of the field. Ulhak will line up in a spread formation. Manchester will line up in a spread formation. 2 receivers either side for Ulhak, who will set up and look for the snap, look downfield, and throw the ball once again to number 44, Kenya Peters, who drops the ball following the completion, but does fall onto it, completing the pass, making it 2nd and 2 with the spot. And again, a good positive play for Manchester, this time lining up with 3 receivers over to the left-hand side. Ulhak surveys and asks for the snap. Comes back, looks over to that left again, looking for that slant to Peters once more. This time slightly behind, unable to get both hands and bring it in. Will bring up 3rd and 2 for Manchester. So we'll be 3rd and 2 then. Ulhak surveys the field before asking for the snap. Will look to find number 44 once again, but it's a looped pass, intercepted by Teeside, and there is nobody in front of her, so it is a foot race to the 30. Dive does Peters to get the ankle tap to bring down the defender around the 23-yard line, and it was either that or a score for Teeside. It will be intercepted by Ebony Bliss, number 23. Almost taken back for the score. It will bring up 1st and 10 for Teeside on the Manchester 24-yard line. Certainly has been more positive for Manchester in this half, but leaving themselves a lot of work to do to bring it back. Means that plays like that can happen as the ball needs to go further and further downfield. As referees having a little bit of a discussion here. Before getting themselves set for this 1st and 10 opportunity for Teeside. As Teeside will be heavy on their front. Sleeman back once again to take the snap, picks it up and looks to pass from this very tight formation. But as she's rolling out, is tackled by Erica Patau. And number 6, Chloe Southard there. Making it 2nd and 16 coming up for Teeside. And Sleeman will be back in a full house formation. And a little bit of a wrong direction there. Does finally get the pitch out to number 22, who finds space over on this left-hand side, turns the corner of the field, finally gets pushed out of bounds by Patel, but it's a great run there from Tony Robinson. And what was done, whether there is a designed misdirection there or just going the wrong way, but it's still a positive play for Teeside. Brings up 1st and goal for them. And the play call will once again come in for the Steelers as they look to extend their lead once more. Snap is back. Sleeman pitches it out once again to Tony Robinson, who will run to her left-hand side and power her way through the tackle for the touchdown, making it 46 points to 7. In favour of the Teeside Steelers. So Teeside once again lining up for their 2-point attempt following the score. Sleeman takes a snap, pitch out to Robinson, does fall in front of her. So she is only able to fall on top of it for another failed 2-point attempt, which will mean that the score remains 46 points to Teeside and only 7 in response for Manchester. So for those unaware, the game may go a little bit faster for the remainder of this half. As the points differential is more than 35, there is a rolling clock in place, which means usually when the clock would stop for an incomplete or being pushed out of bounds, and the clock will continue. Normal time will resume if Manchester do score here, but I will keep you updated. We will keep you updated on what the quarter is once we know it has been called. As Robinson kicks off once again for Teeside. Towards number 29 there, Madi Tiama. But it will go out the back of the end zone for a touchback. Meaning Manchester will start with the ball on their own 25-yard line. But that will be the end of the third quarter. With the score, Manchester Titans 7, Tside Steelers 46. And I'm sure it will be the 20-yard line. I do forget yardage sometimes when it's an 80-yard pitch, even though I've been here for years. So the Hack will line up then with 2 receivers on either side to begin this fourth quarter. There's one last player coming on for Manchester. Will be allowed to get on before this fourth quarter will start. Hack will signal for the snap once again. Handoff to Ash Miller, who gets some space up the middle and runs powerfully to the bottom of the pile and see where it is. It is still Manchester's ball, but it will now be 3rd and 7 coming up. Well recovered there from Miller. And the play quickly in for Ulhak and this offense. Tightened over to her left, but receiver spread out across the rest of the field. Ulhak will ask for the snap and receive it. Look down to pass the ball to Maddie Chalmer, number 49, who's immediately tackled by Bethany Pilkington, number 42, after gaining only 2 yards. Will make it 4th and 5, and a timeout called by Tom Leonard, the head coach of the Manchester Titans here. Maybe looking to keep his offense out on the field with the score differential of 39 at the moment. Well, we are waiting for this timeout. Our final sponsor read of the day and will be for the Cook & Co Group, who are specialist recruiters based in Manchester, connecting top talent with leading opportunities in marketing, communications and digital roles. So we will be then 4th and 5 for Manchester, needing to complete to stay on the field here. Ulhak has 3 receivers over to her left, takes the snap and surveys the field looking for an open person, but takes off herself, looking to run through a tackle and keep her legs driving in order to gain the Manchester Titans first down. The first down of the drive, as I'm getting muddled up with my words. Why do I try and say things differently? I do not know. But a nice positive play there from quarterback Sarah Ulhak. getting out to the 32-yard line to bring up this fresh set of downs, gain of 7 on the play. And she'll line up once more with 3 receivers over to the left-hand side. Handoff is, though, to Ash Miller. Almost tackled in the backfield, but brushes it off. Ash will run, dragging defenders across the 35-yard line for a pickup of 5. Will make it 2nd and 5 for Manchester. So good, positive running once again. And a solid-looking drive for Manchester. And so the offense will flip the field now. 3 receivers over to the right-hand side for Ulhak. Will receive the snap cleanly and look for one of those receivers. Finds number 29, Maddie Chalmer over the middle for a first down and then some. Big play for Manchester. Nice chunk of yardage down towards the Teeside 22-yard line. But there is a player down on the play following that first down. So we will just go away while we await the result of this unfortunate injury. As the player is back up on their feet and leaving on her own power. The game will be looking to resume them from the Teeside 23-yard line. Will be a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 for Manchester and this Ulhak offense. Looking to spread the field once more. We will see Ulhak surveying the field before asking for the snap. And the handoff goes to Ash Miller, who finds space up the middle, squeezes forward for a gain of around 3 to bring up 2nd and 7 for Manchester. And once again, an injured player down on the field. So just a reminder, if you are free and in the Manchester area tomorrow, the Manchester Titans adult team will be in action. The 2-time defending Brit Bowl champions and current this season champions of the Premiership North will be in action at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Entrance is £5. And they'll be facing the Edinburgh Wolves in the final regular game of the season. I'm choosing it as a final regular home game of the season. I do apologise. Looking to remain undefeated before the playoffs start in a few weeks' time. Ulhak will set up then to continue this drive for Manchester. 2nd and 7 coming up. Receivers spread either side. Surveying the field through a pass out towards number 15, Katie Sykes, who will bring the ball down and be tackled on the less than half yard line here for Manchester. And surely they'll be looking to punch this in for the score as the huddle is brought in. First and goal for Manchester. Well, Hack will spread the field once more. Snap is good and will look to run off herself towards the right-hand side. Cuts when she finds a gap and into the end zone for a Manchester Titans touchdown. Another good, solid drive from Manchester. Maybe hampered by a couple of injuries, but still able to get themselves into the end zone to make the score Manchester Titans 13. Teeside Steelers 46, awaiting the extra point attempt from Lucy Bonner. So the snap will be called for. Is down, kick is up. And the kick is good. 14th point there for Manchester today. So it will be Manchester 14, Teeside 46. And as I was correctly corrected earlier on, the running clocks will still be in place. Manchester will need to lower this deficit to 20 points in order to get rid of that. So it will be Manchester to kick off once more, with Teeside in the lead by 32 points in this fourth quarter. It's a rare classic Britball shout of one more needed on the kickoff is brought on, and Bonner will line up to take the kick. Two players back, but not so deep. But it is kicked over the head of the returners and out of the back of the end zone by Lucy Bonner, which means Teeside will be beginning their drive on their own 20-yard line. What must be midway through this fourth quarter now, with the rolling clock stipulation in place. So Sleeman will continue here at quarterback for Teeside. We'll have all 5 players not on the line over on her right-hand side. Maybe some screen trickery coming to play from Teeside. Sleeman will take it, pass out towards number 22, Tony Robinson, but it will fall incomplete. Clever play design and lucky to be a forward pass there. That falls incomplete. That will bring up 2nd and 10 for Teeside. Going back to the familiar 3-back formation. Sleeman will hand off to number 26, Keris Smith, who will power her way forward for a gain of 9, making it 3rd and 1 coming up. Oh, it's 36 there, I do apologise. Amy Robson on the run there for Teeside. As the play call comes in for Teeside very quickly in this short yard situation. Snap is back and toss out to number 22, Tony Robinson, who makes one tackle, tries to make one tackle a miss, but is brought down there by number 6, Chloe Southard. But not before Robinson, there is able to gain a first down for Teeside. So will be a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 for Teeside from their own 36-yard line coming up. Once again, 3 running backs there. Back for Sleeman. Sleeman will look to pass this time and does to her left. But the pass falls a little bit short and falls incomplete. We'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Teeside. So 2nd down then for Teeside. This time Sleeman will line up with 2 receivers over to her right-hand side. 2 tight ends closely knitted on the left. And the handoff will be to number 36, Amy Robson, who will fight her way forward for a 5-yard gain. We'll bring up 3rd and 5 for Teeside, just inside now Manchester territory on the 39-yard line. There's once again full house formation here for Sleeman at quarterback. Will hand the ball off. Oh no, will fake the handoff and keep it themselves and fight her way forward for the 1st down, looking at the signal from the official on the far side. So it will be a fresh set of downs for Teeside, 1st and 10 coming up. There's a change on the line for Manchester here. But it will be 1st and 10. As blitz is shown and sent, but pitch out to the right-hand side to number 22, Tony Robinson. Great block given, and his open field there for Teeside. Once again into the end zone goes number 22, Tony Robinson for the Teeside Steelers, pushing their score to 52 points to the Manchester Titans 14. Obviously awaiting the 2-point attempt. The play call coming in for Sleeman before double checking and lining up. There's Robinson there taking a well-earned rest following her touchdown. There will once again be 3 in the backfield for Sleeman. Sleeman will look to pass and does so underneath to number 36, Robson, who looks to keep her feet driving and driving and driving, but the call is no good and short, with a number of defenders there for Manchester stopping the extra 2 points, keeping the score at Manchester 14, Teeside Steelers 52. It's not a game with Scott Tomlinson as coach without a discussion on the sideline with an official. But we will see what can occur on this kick return for Manchester. So Maddie Chalmer will be joined by 24 Lucy Bonner back to return the kick, which will usually come. There's a slight change in kicker, number 8 Amy Walker back into kick for the Teeside Steelers. We'll check to the left and to the right. The kick will be a shorter one. Chalmer will come up to collect and does on the hop. Looks to find space over on the left-hand side and does pass one defender and gets it back to the 38-yard line. Great return there from Manchester once again, setting up good field position for the Sarah Ulhack-led offence. As an injured player is unfortunately down on the field on this near side. As I did miss them in the first half, I will read this second one again, or this final sponsor reading for the day, which will be for Lucky Dog Deli. You can treat your furry friends to all natural goodness with Lucky Dog Deli, and using code Titan10 at checkout for a 10% off delicious dog treat, because at the end of the day, your dog deserves the best. And if you are down tomorrow, there is fresh merchandise available at the ticket stall. Some nice fancy new bucket hats, because what says Manchester without a bucket hat? That is for sure. Keep that sun out of your eyes and those rain off your sunglasses. While supporting your local club. The player is up on her own power, as Ulhack will line herself up just inside her own half on the Titans 38. Receivers spread to either side. Ulhack will survey and look to take the snap, and does. Handoff is given to number 32, Lucy Cook, and she will gain 4 yards on the play, bringing up 2nd and 6 for Manchester. And timeout taken by the Titans. So 2nd and 6 coming up then. Do you believe that's the second timeout of the half? Well, Hack will line up with 2 receivers on either side, 1 in the backfield. Will call for the snap and look downfield to her right hand side, thrown just short of number 31, Lucy Rowlands, over to her right hand side. So it will bring up 3rd and 5. And a rare huddle for Manchester coming up. Slowing the pace down just a little bit slower than normal. But the offense do come out then. Receivers spread to either side for Ulhack. She'll survey the field and call for the ball once more. Snap is a good one. She will look over to her left, looking deep towards number 15. Katie Sykes, just overthrown on the touch line. Will make it 4th and 5 coming up. And that will be the final play of the game here at Bellevue Stadium. The final score will be Manchester Titans 14, Teeside Steelers 52, which will send Manchester to end the season with a 1-3 record. And the Teeside Steelers move on to 3-1, awaiting the result of Birmingham's next game to see if they can make their way into the final. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Will we have chats with anybody? So no chats anymore. Thank you for joining us today on this live stream. I've been David Booker. I'll be back again tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the Manchester Titans adults last home game of the season against the Edinburgh Wolves. But once again, that final score 14 points to 52. And I will see you all very soon.